no assassins, it's an alpha focus, and even a chip. You can get away from the crash course just with your built-in Purify.
To see how they want to approach the situation right here. In theory, range becomes something that's very valuable dealing against a low Yi. Because if you get close to the low Yi, it's quite dangerous. And as you were calling out earlier, Mirko, the ban to the X-Borg here against all of these tanky, sustainable heroes can be it's a great pick for the side of RRQ as well.
Does Natan win lane against the 1-1? Is that why the Natan was banned?
Yeah, 1-1 struggles up against anyone who outranges her. Technically, the 1-1 should still win in the early game, but Natan can just free farm. He can just look for last hits. He doesn't need to fight. So it'll put pressure on the 1-1 to actually get a snowball. And Natan, obviously, if it becomes a non-lane, will scale better in the later stage, especially with the frontliners that RRQ already have.
Magic is my life. Your team is banning.
I thought that the Harris would be okay against the 1-1, but they go for the Harris ban?
It's like a strong laner, and Mirko already talked about how the 1-1 wants to get rolling in the early game, abuse the mobility. For RRQ, finally betting with the Carmilla. But again, with the Gacha already there, have Team Liquid secured enough to really be a menace against the massive portals. They're already two very annoying, right, heroes to deal with the 1-1 and the Gacha. And technically with all this front line, there's so many ways for Aaron to be able to proc the crossbow of Tang right here. So they're going to be forced to show their hand a little bit for now. Might be the EXP lane first though.
Have we already seen the XP lane is my question. Because so far for TLID, Weedy has never played the Gatov. He can try to debut it here, but it's always been on the hands of Aran. So maybe, oh, there's no horse here. Against the chip, usually you would go Carmilla. If you want to go Carmilla, never mind, they go Cho. Wow, Weedy.
Doubling down on this Cho pick. It's quite crazy now for RRQ. What is it gonna be? More damage? More crowd control? With a competition like this, going up against the 1-1, the Cho, I think RRQ are almost forced to try and find more ways to lock them in. The Yeve comes to mind, but even then, that's a bit dangerous against all of this dive potential that Team Liquid ID is flashing at them.
What is it then? Aurora? Aramis, Valentina?
I don't know, I don't like the Faramis, but turns out it is going to be the Yi. There's the Irithel. What a throwback, dude.
I've been preaching about this pick when you're up against a 1-1. Irithel is the best choice to counter the 1-1 in lane. Not the Natan, not the Hereth, it is the Irithel. But how strong or how weak is this Irithel in the current meta? There's a reason why no one wants to go for the Irithel nowadays. And hey, the jungle, they can still go for Ling. They can still go for Haya.
What's it gonna be here, man? So many options available. Technically, if they want a big burst of damage, I guess the Nolan, good old Nolan, can still function for Favian. But against the Alpha here, I mean, that makes sense, right? It's fast clear to match the Alpha.
Time to drop the beat.
Joy?
Wow, that I did not expect. The Joy. So,
what?
I mean, looking at it, they're just trying to kite against RRQ. That was the audience topic voting #1, right?
Yeah.
Well, they have ways to actually just kite back and forth, back and forth. Look at the amount of movement that they have in their lineup.
And for RRQ, you're going to be relying a lot on the slows coming in from the Yave, and the Joy is still immune to the slows. No longer immune to the hard crowd control tools, but RRQ don't have a lot of those anyways. So now this could be the way for Team Liquid to really find a window to the backline. But even then, if he's going to be trying to assassinate a Yeve that's kind of, you know, fast with the Void Blast movement speed boost, and Skylar on a sprint Irithel against a Phoveus, a Chip, so many targeted crowd control tools, I feel like he's gonna have a tough time.
Well, with TLID now leading this best-of-3 series 1-0, RRQ have brought back a hero that we haven't seen in seasons, the Irithel, to look for game #3. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome you into the Land of Dawn for the second game in the series as RRQ continue to look for a match to get the upper bracket slot.
It's a dangerous game that RRQ are playing. The Irithel with a sprint up against a lineup that can lock you down. The Gatot Kacha, the Cho even. Witty and Aran, they have their sights set on Skyler, but also Sutsujin. Wow, that's a killing spree, Alpha.
A lot more aggressive of an Alpha than we're used to for sure. That's now for the early game, RRQ trying their best to pressure as they really should be doing, but man, Witty on the Cho is a very massive risk to try and go up against.
I would agree. I mean, we saw what he was able to do in that first game, but in the second game with the chip being a factor, how do you think it's gonna pan out?
Ooh.
Like that, I guess. What?
I mean, the benefit is that the chip can actually kind of sustain due to the passive. The chips, literally, that he can eat up. And, you know, that's going to allow him to match the Cho's, you know, sustenance in the Land of Dawn. Looking at the emblems by IndieHome, though, like we mentioned earlier, Mirko, that's going to be an aggressive build on the Alpha for Sutsujin. It's going to give him more clear speed as well, technically. So let's see how well he can kind of snowball with that. For Edok on the chip, though, is going with the Firmness and Wilderness Blessing. Same thing for Rinse. So the dual pillars of RRQ are going to be rotating around. And for the side of Team Liquid, Cho and the Lo Yi are going to be trying to do the exact same thing.
Good read by Fabian there. Spawning them out as they teleport down below.
Very aggressive by Rins, though. Look at his positioning right now.
Wow, up top too. Well played by Aaron Shiki. This man's laning has always impressed me, but now with the help of the Cho, just a bit, he was able to actually out-trade Skyler with the Inspire.
Great moment for Team Liquid ID, but RRQ already doing a much better job going in for the Turtles. But we know that Team Liquid likes doing this, right? They are so content in letting go some of the initial objectives because they know that there is a time and place for everything. Look at Fabian, though.
Witty's not level 4 just yet. Fabian's just chunking Skyler down and expect this to happen a lot. They need to try to give Wanwan space to win it out. Witty, try to jump in. Yehezkiel has already utilized the diversion in the bush. Gonna try to do it. Yehezkiel the flicker forward. Wow, well played! Aaron Shiki with the crossbow attack, now flying by. But Edok surviving just with a bit of HP there.
Oh.
And that's gonna be Fabian still able to survive, getting the kill outside of it. Dire with a jump, but now it's the Avatar of the Guardian marching forward. Away the dragon to kick him to the wall for Aran to punch down.
And at the end of the day, that's a 2-4-3 trade, ladies and gentlemen. But this time, who would it favor? Who do you think?
Considering the Team Liquid were playing it safe, playing it passive, I feel like it kind of favors RRQ. They're the ones who are supposed to get the big jump, the big surprise with the chip global presence portal play. But Team Liquid ID, they preemptively moved Yehezkiel into position and they were able to get the pickup onto Skylar first. So again, this is one of those fights that just did not go RRQ's way and they kind of tried to salvage it. So overall, the result of the fight, I think, might be equal, but the fact that Skylar got picked off before the fight means that Team Liquid still got a bit more value. And we saw Aran earlier kind of zoning Rin solo. Expect the same thing to happen again and again, dude. This Gatot Kacha, this is the kind of issue you can deal with when you have a Gatot. He just has so much damage, technically, and also a lot of sustain. So if you're a single damage dealer 1v1ing against him, you might lose out there due to the passive.
So far, so good, honestly, for TLID, because we have to remember that RRQ are placing a lot of resources to get the Irithel ahead. Right now, it's Aaron who's ahead, maybe in gold, because in XP, it's actually still Skyler holding that lead. Edok spotted up top, and that's why I guess the Cho finds a lot of value here. You can actually just Shunpu out of the Crash Course initiations. Fabian starting up this turtle, Dyron jumping in with the Infernal Pursuit. Fabian able to outmaneuver, Dyron, Edok rotating over, get the shortcut down, Skyler walking forward, heavy crossbow, good! Peel from Yehezkiel. Witty walking up, Aran still surviving, doesn't have to revitalize. Actually, he does, but he decides not to use it. Sutsujin claiming the turtle, Edok with a Crash Course, and it is going to be a diversion towards the top side of the map. Witty has away the dragon, but decide not to go for anything just yet. Witty gets spotted in, pops into Shunpu, and RRQ are leading with 1,000 gold of that lead.
That was a big win for RRQ, wouldn't you think? I mean, so far, TLID have not found a successful take on these neutral objectives. The zoning coming in from RRQ earlier on was also brilliant. Didn't give TLID even a chance, but there you go. Even Witty here gets caught really low, unable to find this. Might be a pick, actually, onto Witty rather, by Rins.
Good angle of attack. Real world manipulation. Witty! Oh! What a mistake flicker forward though from Rins. Aaron unable to punish him. Well played.
Wow. And while that is all happening, look at the pressure here. The Alpha is winning it out, having so much more damage, and being a much more of a real legitimate threat. Even though Witty and Aran are tanky, now with the extra true damage, they gotta be a bit more careful. So RRQ getting more of the pressure all around the map. And even later on, we talked about the kiting game being what is used by Team Liquid. With Skylar being on Irithel, technically you're like the best kiter or the best chaser.
That makes sense with the sprint as well to add into the maneuverability that the Irithel has in her kit. So the big question is, what's the idea for TLID? They've been playing it quite passively, very different to how they were playing in game number 1. What's the plan? When do they? Is there a portion, a moment in the game that they get their power spike? Is that what they're waiting for?
Might be it, as Idok kind of gets caught out right here.
Pops into Purify too. Unable to get much there. It's just a little bit of poke onto Aaron Shiki. I'm guessing just trying to bait out some of those resources, but Aaron is holding strong to that Inspire.
All right. I think they have to go for massive plays like this, but look at Witty.
Good heavy crossbow utilization. Witty not going to be locked down as the Avatar comes in as well. Witty unable to get the crossbow, or sorry, the way to drag it into the crossbow tank there. He already popped it in, but it didn't come through the kick. Now RRQ utilizing the space to... Oh, it's actually Skylar. Don't know if that was intentional, but a turtle is a turtle.
Still counts. Witty now grabbing the Radiant Armor. It's going to be great. Very useful at dealing with Dyron and Rins. But for now, man, the fact that they have the high ground as well, they have the range advantage with the Yeve, that's something that's really bothering Team Liquid ID. Even if they want to go for a big dive towards Rins, it's gonna easier said than done. Oh, Fabian.
Shortcut, Fabian taken out, shot down by the heavy crossbow of Skylar. Spear of Alpha catching Heskio, forcing to flick around. Skylar tries to go for the chase, but Aran is able to peel for the back. Witty unable to get the way of the dragon here. Will be forced back by Dyron. Rins pushing out in this mid lane. That's purple buff. A purple buff stolen by Sutsujin with level lead. Real world manipulation. And the Spear of Alpha. Witty caught even with the flicker. And now Aaron Shiki will be able to fly down with the crossbow attack. But Sutsujin, no problem at all to tank it up. Dyron with the flicker out. Aram getting stunned by Crash Course and the Spear of Alpha once again. This time Aaron won't be able to dish out damage. And wow! Skylar came in through Fabian. Now trying to look for the damage, but Skylar does too much with the heavy crossbow.
They go in one by one, and one by one they fall. Amidst all the chaos from game number 1, amidst all the dominance from TLID in game number 1, it looks like now TLID are falling into the battle zone of the Kings of Kings as we take a look at this game fact by Gopay. Skylar's debut with Irithel in MPL ID Season 14 makes Irithel the 77th hero to appear in MPL ID Season 14. It really just reflects on how flexible this meta currently is. And technically Skylar right now on the Irithel, he has been finding success for 1-3 so far.
It's a lot to say about Cascade as well to find a draft like this. And man, did you see what Sutsujin was doing earlier? He used his skills backwards, so when Fabian goes past him, he actually gets hit by the extra damage, and it allows him to sustain as well. The foresight on Sutsujin is just absolutely crazy, but now can Idok do the same? Almost getting trapped by a Heskio, but now that's the play onto the Lord by RRQ.
Wait. Edok has the shortcut. Is this a mistake? They got the Lord. Now he has skills compromised. Shortcut Fabian cannot run away from the crossbow shots. Those bolts of Skylar.
This is almost a 9,000 gold lead from RRQ in game number 2. Look at how much they're controlling everything. Look at Ron now, running away with his life.
Oh, crossbow attack ready. Aaron Shiki popping in with the Inspire as well. Aran able to escape with the Avatar of the Guardian, but now Aaron Shiki is in a tough spot. Skylar with the chase. Aaron surviving with a sliver of HP as Skylar sets his sights onto the tier 2 top lane.
Wow, man, RRQ bringing in all the aggression, but they gotta be careful here. If they clump up too much together, there's a lot of damage in the joy in the hands of Fabian, and there's a lot of combos available for a Heskio. You have to remember the amount of damage possible for a low Yi is a lot higher than other mages in those short engagements where everyone's clumped up together. So far, they're playing it chill, calm, collected, and they're using this chip to its maximum potential as well. quick item check shows that it's a Windtalker, Berserker's Fury, and has Claws for Skylar. Already 2,600 gold ahead.
man.
And the Great Dragon Spear, just for good measure.
Yep.
Just to ensure that nobody can match him in a marathon.
The natural counter to 1-1.
We were talking about his spell choice.
Wow. Gotta be careful still, like Arashi mentioned. Yehezkiel's damage is quite ridiculous.
He is still standing only on a enchanted talisman, and that's the amount of damage he can dish out. Imagine if he gets a couple more items and starts scaling. RRQ definitely feeling the urgency, wanting to get back at Team Liquid, but they're showing that disciplined side that is shown with the new roster here. 10,000 gold ahead, still unwilling to even stick around near the base of Team Liquid, still focusing on just farming up, making sure that this is going to be a clean victory. They have 60 seconds to try and continue this farm denial, and Team Liquid, you have to wonder if they're planning on doing something unpredictable in the next couple of minutes before the Lord is up.
Do they have the gas to do it? I guess technically they can still use Yehezkiel, diversion play, look for that kind of, you know, angle, but even then, Ido can still match it too, so...
Look at the poke. Ooh.
It's tricky though.
Look at the burst as a result though for Rins. The fact that they have the Yeve right here is just so good because they've been able to spam out all these spells, the Void Blast, the Void Crystals, to really check out the bushes, but Fabian...
What happened?
Okay. He's able to juke away from the chip. That could have been scary for Fabian.
Did he outplay, or did RRQ feel like, hey, hang on a minute, Lord is up in 9 seconds, let's save the big play for when this is available? That could be it, man. Now with Team Liquid still relatively stuck into their own base, not having any pressure, RRQ, are they gonna try and bait out a fight? Are they gonna try and just nuke down this Lord?
I mean, either way, Fabian is 2 levels below Sutsujit.
Ron's opening it up, but look at the chip. As always, all alone here, but he can pop in the shortcut, and then 5 members can come through. Aran, Avatar, the Guardian, but Skylar knows exactly where he's going. Heavy crossbow bolts of Skylar.
A clash in the Olympic disciplines there, the long jump against the marathon. But obviously Skylar was able to cover more ground with a hop of his own. Now with a 11, almost 12,000 gold difference, RRQ, this is their moment if they want to really take full advantage, the full benefit of this gold difference. And they're setting up the waves just exactly to make that happen.
There's no way that TLID can defend this, right? They don't have the wave clear.
They don't. But we'll see. Lord charging into mid lane. That's base turret number 1 taken down. Fabian gonna be caught in the crash course. Still able to pop into electrifying beats as Yehezkiel gets poked down. TLID trying to survive. Only 1 base turret left to utilize here. Aaron Shiki getting caught in the real world. And it peeled like Shun. Rins getting it down. Skylar is godlike. Now it's Ida with a crash course onto Fabian. And Skylar shows that it is not that easy to take the Kings down. An equalizer from RRQ HOSHI.
Welcome to game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. A 12,000 gold lead by RRQ in game number 2 to settle the score against the Cavalry themselves. What a game, what a draft. We're back to a best of 1.
All the potential tools we were discussing, we said has potential. Somehow Coach Keskier, he's wiretapping us, man, he knows. Bring out the Aerithel, bring out the Yeve, the Alpha, the exact things that we said could be a solution for them. Dude, there was a 12,000 gold difference